The controversial statement, I don't know if you saw. So Rolo and I, we do a show every other Friday called Access Vegas. And so every week we've asked the girls the question about whether or not they believe in one of the statements that you have. One of my favorite quotes from you is women don't care about your struggles. They wait at the finish line and they fuck the winners. Can you talk about where you came up with that idea? And I'd love for your reaction, because we've had 7 girls on before just come with their reaction. Almost all of them agreed with that, actually. It was really interesting. Where did you come up with that quote?
Yeah, I mean, like women don't have a lot of patience for guys' struggles. Then you always hear the arguments, well, you know, I've been with my husband for 10, 15 years and he had this struggle and that struggle and I never left him and I stuck with him. I'm like, okay, great, right? But what do you look like? What does he look like? You know, did you have options? You know, did he fix a problem? Like there's a lot of outside factors that can contribute that may make that variable non-existent. But on a balance of probabilities, again, you know, women just don't have time for guys that aren't doing something with their life, right? Oh, you know, my boss was mean to me today. Like I remember talking to this, like I used to talk to women often, you know, on dates about why their husband would you know, like why they would split up with their husband. Because when I got out of my divorce, I mean, I did what every other dork does and starts dating, you know, women their own age, which are mostly divorced. And a lot of the stories I heard was, well, you know, he just, you know, he couldn't keep a job down, or he couldn't provide, or he wasn't, you know, this guy was
We grew
depressed
apart.
all the time.
We
Yeah,
gr-
yeah, we
we
grew
grew
apart.
apart is my favorite one. It's like, no, he lost his job, but we grew apart. Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of those stories, but I mean, the truth of the matter is it all boils down to that simple phase. You know, women don't care about your struggles. They do hang out at the finish line and they pick the winner. I mean, that's what they want. Pick them, fuck them, whatever you want to call it. That's generally what their modus operandi is. Let's go for the guy that has what I want.
So what I think is really interesting. So I used to work in, well, I still work in the financial community, mostly in stock options. So we deal with normal distributions. And when you say a lot of the stuff, you know, especially with the 20 red flags, there probably are some single mothers that you could be with. You talk about this before, but in the normal distribution, the middle 68.27%, what you're saying is correct. As far as what you're saying about women don't care about your struggles, that's not 68.27%. That's 99.9%. I have found because I this is the example I used. Let's go to Walmart. Let's look at the guys stocking the shelves at Walmart. He's struggling way fucking more than me, and none of you care. And when we had some girls in there, and they're like, well, I would care about my partner's struggles. And I'm like, yes, but he's your partner. That means he had to have at least enough attractiveness and enough, you build enough comfort, and you had enough value. He had enough value in your eyes for him to become your partner. In order for that to happen, you did not go through all the work he did to get his master's degree, start his first business, go through bankruptcy, second business, go through the divorce, you know, so whatever horrible injury he had, whatever thing that happened like that, you didn't care about that. You were dating a finished product. And it's funny because we had all these girls come on, and Rolo and I were kind of expecting them to disagree, and none of them did, man. None of them did. It was really interesting.
Not very many women will disagree with that. I
Yeah.
mean, they might try to preserve like an image about themselves because they don't want to seem to be that way. But you know, when you peel back the layers and women become honest, almost all women will agree with that statement. It's a very difficult one to fight.
Yeah. Men compete, women choose. I also like this one as well. I mean, it's really interesting, like what we got into a discussion. And the reason why I talk about evolutionary psychology so much is because I like an evidence-based explanation of why men and women
100%.
are different. It doesn't mean that we're not equal. I mean, under the eyes of the law, we're equal, but actually we'll get into the idea about family law. But when we talk about this concept of us being different, for some people, they have a serious problem with it. With evolutionary psychology, one of the things that I also found with Dr. Buss and Gad Saad and Steven Pinker or whoever is the reason why I feel this is the most testable model of psychology and it doesn't really blow up is because people on the right don't like the concept of evolution. People on the left don't like the concept of gender roles. And so we end up in this like middle ground where it's almost like Galileo telling the Pope that the earth goes around the sun, so they put him on house arrest. It feels a little bit like that. And it's almost like a red pill truth that a lot of people, even conservative people, don't want to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. I got nothing to disagree on that
Yeah.
one, brother.
Yeah.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here. And pinned down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.